We are 22S Radio, the next wave of K-Beach. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Golden Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores, and we are broadcasting live from California State University, Long Beach. At this time, if this is your very first time listening to the show, a little bit about the show is the Golden Spotlight is an interview talk show where I pretty much each week I have a different guest and I have them share their story. So at this time, I would like my guest to please introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Desmond, and I am an Asian American Studies major here at csulb, and I'm a junior.
So the first thing I like to do is when I have my guests on the shows, I like to have them start off with, their childhood. Tell us about, life growing up. Tell us about, did you grow up with siblings?
Oh yes, I did grow up with siblings. I'm actually the eldest of 8 children. I have 7 younger brothers, and I was homeschooled, so that's a sum up of my childhood. I don't know.
Cool. Now, obviously, how did it work? I can only imagine having so many siblings. Was there ever a time where all of a sudden, like, they're like taking your stuff, and you're like, "Hey, no, that's my stuff." Like, no.
Yeah, we had a lot of arguments and fights over toys and things. I think I see it, if I remember. I don't really have a specific story in mind right now, but I do see it now amongst my younger siblings. They're always arguing over toys. But yeah, I'm sure I had my fair share of that.
Cool. So, this is pretty cool. I remember I interviewed someone that was like homeschooled. So, wow, so many, okay, this is pretty cool. Because normally I have them break down like each school, first like elementary years and stuff.
Yeah.
So the setting, it was always pretty much like the same, or how did it go?
So I was homeschooled from 2nd grade, I believe, all the way up to the end of high school. I lived in New York when I was like 4, and I think before I turned 5, my family moved to California. And because there were no Islamic schools, because I'm Muslim, and my parents wanted me to go to an Islamic school, so they moved to California because there wasn't a private Islamic school in California. And so for kindergarten and 1st grade, I went to school there. But then they decided to homeschool me for 2nd grade, and that was like a few reasons. One of the main reasons that I have a skin problem called eczema, and it was too stressful to be in that classroom environment and in the heat. I needed a more comfortable setting, so they decided to homeschool me. But then they started to see other benefits, so after they decided to homeschool me, they also homeschooled my brothers. So I've been homeschooled all the way up to then. I don't know if there was something else you were asking.
Cool. So, do you have memories of like New York, like the difference between like California and New York?
I just remember snow. I remember like little snippets of things here and there. I remember snow. I remember my grandparents' house in Syracuse, New York. The lake they lived at. What else? Just birthdays, because my grandmother bakes cakes. She used to bake wedding cakes, so she always made a cake for my little brothers and I when we were there. That's basically it. But yeah, just little things here and there.
Cool. So, how does it work? Like homeschooling. Like, does like, is it like all the textbooks like just get like mailed or something? Or?
Oh yeah. So there's like different types of homeschooling. There are, there's independent study. You can have a tutor. What my parents chose to do is have like a private homeschooling thing going on. So if I remember correctly, I don't know the exact procedures, but my dad has like paperwork that he has to fill out every year so that he can homeschool us privately. And essentially my parents kind of have the overall say of like what they want to teach us. So as I got older, I researched more about homeschooling, and my parents' method of homeschooling fit one called unschooling, and what that is basically you're learning through everyday experiences, and the child kind of is the leader of like what they want to learn. But my parents also emphasize like English and math as foundations so that we could just learn about whatever we wanted, my brothers and I. So for me, I liked fashion. I read a lot, mystery novels. I don't know, lots of things. But I basically got to be the leader of that. So that's what I really loved about it.
That is so cool. I know that if we were able to pick our own curriculum, we would say, no math though.
No, oh my goodness, I didn't math. Oh my goodness, that was not something I enjoyed. My parents know that, and it's like sort of scarred me. I can't think about numbers, but obviously I have to some degree.
I remember once I was like, oh, come on. Once addition, subtraction, okay, cool. But once you introduce letters with the numbers, I'm like,
oh my gosh, I know, algebra is, but writing, like reading, that's something I like to do, but numbers, math. If letters in the form of words and stories, that's beautiful. But letters in algebra, no, thank you.
So, when, what's the next sibling,
Yeah.
the age differences, like, from your other siblings, like, how is it?
It's like 2 to 3 years
Okay.
age gap between each of us, and none of them are twins. The youngest is 6 years old, and I'm 24. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, my mother has never had a C-section, so it was all like natural. It's pretty cool. She's my hero. She's probably listening right now. So
Cool. So I was wondering, like, once let's say like you had your studies, like you guys had them all at the same time, or like you each had your own like independent like study session going on?
No, it was, like I said, like, it was unschooling. So basically each of us kind of just figured out what we wanted to learn about. We did have textbooks. We did have books that we read, workbooks as well. But most of our homeschooling was just like doing things that we wanted to do, like reading about what we wanted to read about, and playing, and imagining, and creating with whatever we had. Like, my brothers and I can remember that we used to play pretend a lot. We would watch like Jurassic Park, and then we would create like our own kind of story, like similar to that. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun times.
Awesome. Now, that's pretty cool. Was there ever a time where also like this is cool though, like, okay, so you have your parent, but at the same time you're like, oh man, now, like, was there ever a time where you're like, oh, right now I understand, this is mom or this is dad,
Yeah.
but right now mom's dad is teacher right now. I was like, come on, mom, like, why do we have to do like homework right now? Like, can we just do this instead?
When my mom taught me math, yes. I have moments I cry. And I still cry if I have to do math.
Oh.
It's just, and it's so funny because my mom's an aerospace engineer, my dad's an electrical engineer, and my brother is now into like aerospace and astronomy and physics is his major, and I don't know what happened with me. I have no idea. But I admire them for being into that. It's cool.
Cool. Yeah, like the difference is like, do you remember like what was like your earliest interest? Like, did you like art, or I know that you mentioned fashion.
Yeah, fashion was what everyone thought I was going to become, fashion designer, because I would draw, and what I mainly drew was clothing. And I remember I tried also making outfits for my Barbie dolls. Fashion was like that's all I thought I was going to become, like a fashion designer, have my own boutique, my own line. That's what I dreamt up. But at some point I decided that maybe that's not something I want to do. When I went to community college, I was like taking a bunch of different classes, trying to explore different things, and I would fall in love with many things. And I did take fashion classes too, and I still enjoy it, and I feel like that's going to be a hobby later on in life. But I don't know, it was really hard, it was really difficult for me to pick one thing. And I don't know.
Ooh, cool. We'll get right back into this interview after this quick break.
Affordable, professional, located on the second floor of the U.S. Studio. The Library Care has all of your mail and guarantees covered. For an appointment, call 562-958-4522. That's 562-958-4522.
Greetings, students. I'm Sienna Tomato with Recycling Sebastian. Did you guys know that the average college student can save around $75 per year by collecting and recycling their own beverage containers? This dollar amount would, of course, be higher if you kids got together with your roommates and cleaned up after all those wild parties. Upwards of $75. Think about the other things I could buy. Remember, mind your trash and take the time out to bring your cans to the csulb recycling facilities today.
These commercials are so sharp. They're like 30 seconds in them.
What were you doing when you were 18? Imagine not having the option or resources to be a regular teen. Imagine being thrown into the world with no one to help you, no money, and even worse, no education to back you up.
And then obviously they use the other thing they just want us to make sure is that the volume never goes to red, because when it gets to red, the idea is that the listeners are probably hearing static here loud
Based in
enough.
Los Angeles, the Bosana Foundation provides marginalized and orphan youth in the struggling nation of Bosnia with tools, funds, and resources to make positive life choices that enable them to maximize their personal potential and further their education. Donations can be made through the foundation website, bosanafoundation.org.
Right after this commercial.
Hi, I'm Natalie Valverde.
Oh,
And
cool.
if you're interested in stories
Thank you those that are tuning in right now on that stream.
Tuesdays at 5 p.m. We'll bring apart media objects from music videos to advertising campaigns in an attempt to understand the messages behind the content we consume. What elements of this tell the story? Why do audiences react the way they do? We'll be asking these questions and more to get behind the narrative.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Golden Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores, and we are here broadcasting live from 22 West Radio, located at California State University, Long Beach. And I'm back here with my guest. So, you were mentioning, fashion, your interest in fashion, and then later your interests changed. I was wondering,
Yeah.
what was the last the high school portion of your homeschooling, especially the last year when you found out that for college you had to now go with a big population.
So the transition from
Yeah.
high school to college. Well, I didn't graduate high school. Instead, I took the CHISP, so that I could go straight to community college. And that transition was very interesting. I was quite excited. I was really excited to meet people, and it was a little bit of a cultural shock, but not really, because when I entered the community college scene, I felt like everyone was so disconnected. I was ready and I was smiling at everybody and saying hi, and everybody just seemed to be if you couldn't make eye contact with anyone. That was the number one thing I noticed. It was so hard to make eye contact with anyone. It was an awkward thing, and they would look away, or they would look at their phone. And then when we would be in the hallways, they would just be on their phone. It was really hard to talk to people, and so that was my first impression. And then but I think I got used to it pretty quickly, and I met a lot of great people who really helped me to become comfortable with the whole classroom environment and whatnot. I don't know. I had a lot of great experiences, so that was that.
tell us about the first day. Like, did you feel lost and stuff? Like, how did you
Ooh.
like navigate and stuff?
First day? Oh my goodness, I can't really remember it anymore. I don't know. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I took a class in the summer, and then I didn't start in the spring semester. I mean the fall semester, as usually everyone does, and then because I went to Malaysia that year, that part of the year, and then I started in the spring. So I did take a class in the summer, and it was an English class, and that experience, that first day, I can't really remember the first day, but I know that the teacher, her name is Ms. Kate McLaughlin, she's actually a journalism teacher, and she's awesome. She was so positive about the fact that I was homeschooled. Like, I was a little bit uneasy, and I thought that, I was scared of people thinking, like, there's that stigma, homeschooled students live under a rock, or, they're not getting the education that, others are getting in a public school environment or a private school environment where, and I was scared I wasn't going to be, as, up there as other people, but she made me feel so awesome that I was homeschooled, and that was really, really great for my confidence and for thinking okay, yeah, I can, this is easy, I'm like everyone else here, I have my own story, and I'm here and I'm doing well in this class. So yeah, I passed that class. It was great. Yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, my sister, she got bullied quite a bit. So actually by 6th grade or gonna be 7th grade, my mom was oh, we gotta put her in homeschooling. It was pretty bad, but my sister, it's supposed to be her last year in high school.
Oh yeah.
And my mom put her back right now.
And how is she?
She's hating it.
Oh yeah.
She's sometimes crying right now at home and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if it's the workload or something, but yeah, my sister
Yeah.
right now, she's coming home and she's just saying oh, I can't stand it. This I wish I can go back, and right now she's just having tantrums a bit.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, when I was homeschooled, I used to think oh man, I'm not getting the same experience as everyone else. They're being social and all that kind of stuff. And I would try extremely hard to be social, where I would be part of all these youth groups and stuff. And I used to think that that's what life was about, having lots of friends and being cool and everything. And then I later realized I'm an introvert. I actually really enjoy being alone, and that's totally okay. And I thought something was wrong with me, that I liked being alone. So now I embrace that part of me. But yeah, I can't imagine what she's going through, that, after also being homeschooled and being thrown back to high school. I mean, I heard stories. I have lots of friends who, have gone to high school, and I had friends who were in high school while, a public high school while I was homeschooled, and I would hear some really crazy stories, so I can't imagine, I don't know what she's going through, but I feel for her.
And then she wanted to have different colored hair.
Yeah.
Right now she's got greenish blue, so she sees herself as being judged.
Oh no,
Yeah.
being judged because she's dyeing her hair a different color. I think it's awesome. If she wants to dye her hair a different color, why not?
Yeah. And then I don't know. It's she hears just someone talking behind, muttering, and she's right away man, she starts to
Oh no.
yeah.
What you do is just yes, they're talking about me. I'm so cool. They have the time to talk about me. Embrace it, girl. Yeah.
So that's why I'm hoping she eventually warms up to high school, because I don't know.
You just gotta keep looking for the good people. I mean, I don't know, just keep persevering. Because I've definitely, even though I was homeschooled, I definitely met some people who brought my mood down, who broke me and made me feel it was nothing and stuff like that. You just go through those kinds of, it's just part of life. So yeah, my advice is just keep persevering. It gets better. You're gonna find people who love you for who you are. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, right now, she loves the art class.
Mhm.
She's never had an art class, so she has a teacher that's actually encouraging her skills and being oh,
Awesome.
draw this, you do it like this and this and that. But math. Math is what's having her right now completely emotional.
I can relate. Yes, I know. Ugh. Math.
This particular teacher that she says over there
Yeah.
in her high school right now, the
Yeah.
way she says it, the dude only writes like 2 problems on the board,
Mhm.
and he's like, "There, I taught you guys. Now do the homework, do the classwork."
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I wish I could give advice to her on that, but honestly,
Yeah, that's kind of
pull
hard.
through.
So imagine like someone just writes 2 examples on the board and says,
Yeah.
"Okay, I already taught you guys. Go ahead and like take
Ugh.
care of all the problems I gave you guys."
Yeah, that would drive me insane.
So, now that when you went to community college, did you get to also partake in like clubs?
Yeah, I was actually event coordinator of the Muslim Student Association Club, and then later the president of the Muslim Student Association Club, shortened to MSA. So I had that experience.
Cool. Tell us about the club.
Basically, it's just a place for the Muslim community, and even if you're not Muslim, you can totally be a part of it, to just come together and do fun activities while at the same time just, you know, practicing our religion, being around people who are also practicing their religion, and and just kind of have a sense of community. And so it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I had some of my closest friends are because of that club. It's really it's awesome. So I have fond memories. Yeah.
Cool. Now, tell us about you working the courage to run for an officer position.
Oh, it just kind of happened. Like a lot of things that I find myself doing just kind of presents itself, like the opportunity presents itself. Oh wow, I was event coordinator. They just needed an event coordinator, and I had already met 2 girls who were on board, on the board for MSA, and then they were just like, I was just like, okay, I'll come to the meeting and see if I want to be, and then I became event coordinator, and then I think it was for a semester, and then they had to have elections for like the new board, the president, and yeah, it was me and actually the friend who introduced me to be a part of MSA, and we were both running against each other, I guess, but we were just like, this is so weird. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel kind of sad, like, thinking about it, because I don't want to, like, I feel bad that I got the position, although I'm really grateful I did. But yeah, and then I guess they voted, and I became president, and yeah, so it just, again, like, it just fell into my lap, and I just kind of let it, I don't know.
And then president?
No, that's literally how I became president.
How was it?
Oh, how the
transition?
experience of
Yeah.
this transition? It was smooth, you know. It was community college, so it wasn't like a big MSA. So there weren't too many people. We did bonfires. We had general body meetings. We had icebreakers and things. Looking back in retrospect, I wish I could have done a better job and been a little more organized, or like straight to the point during board meetings, because our board meetings would be so long, and I felt like they weren't as effective as they should be. So those are like my thoughts on that, but I don't know. It was good. It was a good experience. I look back and there was a lot I learned. Mm-hmm.
And I know that, you know, professors and, you know, lots of people say that officer positions are also great on resumes, you know, volunteer experience. Tell us, I know that in my community college we had like, I'm sure every college has this thing where like a meeting where there's like a representative from every club for like a month or something like that.
Oh yeah, like it's called ICC, I think, in our community college. Yeah.
So what was that like?
It's like inter-club council, I think. So we have an ICC rep, and the ICC rep would go, but I ended up going. So those were just like, we would just sit in, and then the council would just talk, and if we needed something, then they helped us out. So it wasn't something so grand or anything like that, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, that's a very important meeting because, like, you know, that was usually where all the clubs like got to know like what's going on throughout the month and stuff.
Yeah. We did like do collabs with the international club on campus, so that was fun as well. Yeah. I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, ISA. That's a very popular club, even at my old school too. Like, it's
Yeah.
just to be able to learn cultures.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some really cool people I met there as well.
Cool. Yeah, I remember in my campus they had this thing called International Tea Time. It was
Ooh.
That's what they would call it, and basically what they would do is they had someone from like a different country, or any student
Uh-huh.
who wanted to volunteer,
Mhm.
and they would give like a PowerPoint,
Okay.
and they would present to us like a bit about their culture and stuff like that. And then of course the fun part also was at that particular one, like it would be like a dish from their country.
Sweet.
So like that was pretty cool.
Nice. I like that. I think that's what International Club did too at our college, but I couldn't go to the meetings as much as I wanted to because I had friends there, and it was because our club was at the same time.
Oh.
And so that was like the most like, why would you do that? Somebody changed the club date, so it's too late because you put all the paperwork in the beginning of the semester and everything. But yeah, it is what it is.
That would have been cool. It was like different times. It'd be like, don't you guys want to change time? You know you guys want to change time.
It was always Thursdays. All the club would be on Thursdays for some reason. I think it's because it's the end of the week and everyone's like, okay, we don't have to worry about classes now. You know, I don't know.
Cool. And now obviously the scary topic.
Mm.
Midterms and finals.
Oh.
What kind of strategies do you use to succeed in midterms and finals?
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm still figuring that out. I still don't know what my method is. I don't know. I think that it's really important not to be hard on yourself, and you need to have self-care. Like, I'm huge on self-care right now because I was kind of like not in I was kind of in a bad place, like maybe, like definitely last year, like 2017, and then last semester I was better. But like right now, I feel so good. It's like I'm really, really grateful. But yeah, definitely self-care. Do stuff that you like to do, but in moderation. But also like, my dad always gives advice to you get there fast by going slow. So don't try to like do so many things at one time. Just focus on one thing and complete it. So that's also good. But I'm huge on self-care. So if you need to talk to somebody, you can talk to somebody professional. That's totally cool. I don't know. Watch videos if you want. If you like watching videos, take some time to do that. I like to go to the Japanese garden on campus. I think that is something that students don't really know about, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't yet, guys, because it is like, it's so nice to just sit and think or not think and just be really present and appreciative of like everything that you have. So that's my advice. I don't know. Yeah. And flow yoga. That's my new thing.
So, tell us about the importance of mentors.
The importance of mentors?
Yeah.
Ooh. Dude, I don't know. I feel like I haven't had like one main mentor. I feel like experiences and people just kind of coming in and moments that I have kind of all act as a mentor for me. I don't know. I think mentors are important, but I don't think I've had like an official mentor yet. But anybody that walks into your life can teach you something. Any moment, any situation that you experience can teach you something, and it's a matter of just like sitting and reflecting on it, and I don't know, and actually having that intention to grow and learn. It's my input. I don't know.
Did you also have like your parents like tell you like stories of life growing up to like give like advice and stuff?
Oh yeah, I love hearing about like my mom's childhood and my dad's childhood. I love hearing about like their college life. They actually have a really cute story about how they met. They definitely always have advice to give. Sometimes, because I'm a normal kid, I don't want to hear anything, but there are moments I do want to hear it and I do listen and take it and apply it to as best as I can. I love my parents. They're awesome.
Cool. Tell us the story of how they met.
Oh gosh, I don't know if they want me to. I'll tell you this. I actually do have plans of like writing a book or a script about like based on their story. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should get their permission first before I like, share it with the whole world. I don't know. But it's really cute, and so stay tuned. Someday it's gonna be released. I don't know.
Cool. We'll be right back after another quick break. I'll be setting up the commercials. I forgot to actually put them up on there. Tell me, you aside from clubs,
Yeah.
you mentioned journalism. You got to
Yeah.
tell us about it.
Journalism? Okay, so at some point I knew I wanted to write, and everyone thought that English was the major I had to go with, but I did not want to be an English major. So the second thing people would say is be a journalism major. So I tried that out, and so I did that, and I got some experience in that area when I was in community college.
Ooh, what was that like? Did you ever get? Oh man, sometimes do you get those people that are like, I don't know, especially if you're doing a multimedia project and they're like so bashful and stuff. They're like, no, we don't want to come out in like the video, whatever.
Like interviewing somebody
Yes.
who doesn't want you to like use their name, or like you
Yeah.
want to be anonymous, or don't take their picture. Oh, those, I guess that just happens. You just have to deal with that. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just kind of have to convince them if they don't. I mean, I was editor-in-chief of the magazine, and we had this awesome story about like a truck driver who also did ballerina, and he was a lot older, and it was just such a it's so interesting. And in the end, he was like, if I can't see the story first, if I can't see the pictures first, basically he wanted full control over everything. He didn't want to be in the magazine, so we had to let it go, because you can't have that control. That's not how it works. But it's okay, because we had some other awesome stories for the magazine.
Cool. We'll talk more about it after this quick break.
Tired of the same old thing? At Subway, you can try a different substitute every day with the Subway Sub of the Day meal. Visit Subway at the USU today.
You might want to take a long walk on the Great Wall of China in 2019 and get post-credit for it. A study of our office has got your back. Learn more about global opportunities to study, intern, volunteer, work abroad, and a lot more. The education abroad options include academic year program, summer and winter sessions, and semester programs. The study of our office hosts frequent general workshops every month. Go to their website, csulb.edu/international student.
Hey, do you like movies and television? If you do, why don't you tune in to 22 West Radio at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays to listen to the Theater Lobby with your host, Victor Wright, and he'll tell you all about those movies and television that you love. See you then.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Golden Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores, and we are here broadcasting live on 22S Radio, located at California State University in Long Beach. At this time, I'm back here with my guest. So, you were mentioning you got to be chief of the newspaper. Tell us about, your experience. You started off as like a staff writer, right?
So it was actually the magazine for our school.
Cool.
And I started off as a staff writer, but they needed a position for assistant editor, so I got that position. And then because I was doing a lot of work, the editor-in-chief was kind enough to, when the magazine was published, to published me as the managing editor, so that was very nice of her. And then later I became editor-in-chief. What exactly should I talk about?
Well, the experience of
The experience, it was great. I mean, I also interned for the newspaper at our school, the Union, and the magazine is called Warrior Life. And dude, when I was editor-in-chief, my staff was just the greatest. Like we vibed so well. They're like, it was like a family. It was great. And my instructor, Ms. Stephanie Frith, was just awesome. And I had a really positive experience. Although the workload, that was really the scary part for me. And juggling all of that and like a bunch of stories, because it was a 72-page magazine, and that had never happened before. And all those stories that I had to edit, it's really difficult for me. I love the magazine. I'm so appreciative of like the experience, everything that I learned. But when I look at the magazine, it's still hard for me to like flip through the pages, because all the errors will like just jump out at me, and it just makes me cringe. And I'm like, oh, I hope there's one day I can like open that up and that won't happen. Like I can be completely comfortable that I made mistakes and it's totally okay. But that's the part but it was an overall good experience. Yeah.
Cool. I remember one of my teachers, he would like say like, oh, if like the newspaper comes out with 0 errors, there'll be an ice cream party, but there'd always be at least 1 error. So there was never an ice cream party.
No ice cream parties. Yeah.
Oh man.
Never.
Did you get to partake in, I know there's like every semester there's like this competition? JACC?
Yeah, JACC. I believe we did win. I think I did win something. I just don't know what it is. Is that terrible? Oh my gosh. Like, I know I've written down, like, whatever I've, like, won or whatever we won. I don't know about our magazine, because I don't think the results have come out yet. Or if they did, I have not been paying attention. But I guess that just shows you that that's not the reason as to why I do this stuff. I hope. But, yeah, I don't know.
Well, the experience of attending one of those things.
We did go to the conference in New York, and that was really cool. Yeah, I met a lot of cool people, and just being in New York City for the first time was amazing. Times Square. Yeah, no.
What was it like?
Really cool. I mean, I don't know if I've ever been to New York City when I was younger, but being there as an adult, it was awesome. And it was kind of like my first flight away from home, and like experiencing like traveling alone by myself. But of course I had like fellow staff writers and stuff like that. But it was so awesome. Yeah, it was snowing when we arrived from the airport, so that was really cool. And I don't know, just like all the buildings, they're so tall. And our hotel, I think we stayed at the Marriott Marquis, if I remember correctly, and it's just, it scares me. It like throughout the whole time I was there, I was very nervous. I was really nervous, but it was amazing. And my favorite parts were like little moments where I was walking by myself and just like experiencing it, taking it all in, and like thinking, and like, I loved it. Yeah.
Did you get to make like a snowball, a snowman, or anything like that?
Unfortunately, the snow did not stay around. It was just like a little bit when we arrived, and it was at night. Yeah, that's it.
Did
Yeah,
you get to
it was
go
pretty gone.
to like touch
Yeah,
it?
I think I like just patted it or something, but that was it.
Cool. So, when did you know like what degree you wanted and stuff?
Oh, good question. Honestly, I think I decided on that really last minute. It was always on my mind, but last minute, because I was I was exploring journalism, and before that, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I realized that I really do like writing and reading, and with writing, I can write about all the things that I love. So everything that I've learned about and all the things I'm curious about learning, I can just incorporate that in whatever I write, And so I finally settled on writing, but after exploring journalism, I love journalism, but it's just way too draining. Like, going through that for me, I know it's just too draining. I have to like interview people, and you have to pump out stories, you have to have that experience to excel. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to be a journalism major and be like a serious journalist. I see myself doing journalistic work, but I don't think that's like my main thing. So Asian American Studies major, I decided on that because with that, I can still have the freedom to like explore other careers, like different careers. Like, what if I want to like right now I'm like curious about film, and then like what if I want to write a novel, like that's one of my goals. I want to have published writings, and then I'm also thinking about having my own publishing company. Like I just want to have that freedom to kind of explore whatever I want. So Asian American Studies major, I decided on that because I'm also an Asian American, and I wanted like a well-rounded understanding of like the history and the culture and how like things progressed here in the United States. And so that's why I chose that major. And that way, when I write my stories, I could also hopefully cater to like the Asian American community and Pacific Islander community. And then more specifically, because I'm Muslim, I really want to like be sort of a voice to the Asian American Pacific Islander Muslim community. So that's the thing. That's what I'm heading toward. I don't know.
Cool. I know that lots of there's always emphasis on like knowing multiple languages and stuff. Tell us about that, the importance and stuff.
Oh, well, I don't know multiple languages. I only know English. I can understand Malay, the Malay language, but I can't speak it fluently. It's one of my goals. I did take Japanese, but that too, it has not been, like, I'm not fluent. I can't read kanji or anything. So, I mean, but I would love to be, like, bilingual. I mean, I definitely, I think my brother is trying to, like, learn multiple languages, which I think is awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, hopefully I can do that too.
And he's like the oldest one. He's the second one,
Yeah,
right?
he's 22. Yeah, 22.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, physics major. Yeah.
And is he like in community college or already here?
Yeah, he's still at community college. He's applying, so he'll find out in the spring where where he's rejected or accepted, and then he'll decide. But yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. He's pretty smart.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering, like, how different are you from your siblings, like, as far as interests?
Well, the brother after that is a bio major. He's always been, like, interested in, like, animals and stuff. It's really funny because that's what, when he was a child, that's what he was, like, interested in. He got that book. He had a book where, he learned about animals and things. He watched, like, Zabumafu. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh, yeah. What animal did I see?
Exactly, with the Crab Brothers. Good times. We watched a lot of PBS. So now that's kind of happening, but he might go into the medical field. I don't know. He's still figuring things out. But the brother before that, I mean, he was interested in space when he was a little kid, and now like physics and astronomy is like interesting to him. So it's kind of weird how that like manifested. I don't know till now. Yeah, how are we different? I don't know. I was actually having a conversation with the brother who's a bio major. His name is Ollie, and yeah, we were talking about how like unique each of us are, and how it's really cool. We have like cool siblings. Like, it's nice. I mean, there's so many of us, but we all have our own thing, and it's cool. I don't know.
Has he had a chance to check out clubs also yet, or not yet?
I'm not sure. I think I keep asking him, and I think he just hasn't. He might be part of pre-med. I have no idea. I don't know. I should ask him that. I know the brother before that, the astronomy physics one, yeah, he's part of astronomy club, I believe. I think, or physics. One of those.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
The sciences.
I know. What am I doing? Just kidding.
Oh man, anything that involved numbers, I was like,
I
I'm
know.
lost!
Like, I have so much respect. Just like, I wish I could be like you guys, but I'm
It's
not.
like at least the rest of the. I think I tried my best because I know that like for general ed we needed at least 2 science
Mhm.
lectures and 1 lab, I
Mhm.
think. And I remember being like, the counselor's like, "What are you gonna take?" I go, "I don't know. Which one's the one with the least amount of math?"
That's the way to do it. Oh
Like,
gosh,
my
that's funny.
No numbers, please.
I
Just the one with
know.
no
I'm
numbers.
so glad that you're on the same page. I'm not the only one.
And I remember, I think anthropology was the one that I first went to, and I go, oh, okay, so it's like where we come from and stuff like that, like bones and stuff like that. And I
Uh-huh.
remember once I took the class, like the first thing I noticed was, boy, do we sure watch a lot of videos about like chimpanzees and stuff like that. I go, I didn't realize there were so many types of like chimpanzees and like primates, I think the word is,
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I go, oh my gosh, like I didn't know, like, and the class was like 3 hours, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I think we watched enough videos already.
That
on
sounds painful. I mean, it's interesting, but 3 hours? Ooh.
And it's funny because I
Yeah.
remember telling an aunt, like, that I've never met her before, and I was telling her
Yeah.
about, like, she's like, oh, like, how's school? And I go,
Uh-huh.
oh, yeah, well, I have this one class where we're always watching documentaries. She, like, knitted, almost like a little tiny tablecloth
Uh-huh.
with chimpanzees on purpose.
What?
I was like, what?
What? Wait, a
Because I don't know.
student or?
No,
The
aunt, like, an
Oh
aunt
my-
of mine.
Why would she do that?
I had never met this
So
aunt before, and like throughout, it was like a week trip, and I stayed over there, and I was telling her about that class, and she remembered that was like the first day that I had talked to her,
Oh
and
my
so by
God.
the end of the week that I had stayed there, like she gave me this thing, and it's like chimpanzees, and she like
so funny.
like, oh my god.
That's so funny. How did you what was your reaction when you received that?
I was trying my best not to laugh. I was like, no way. Like,
Do you still have it?
my dad keeps it. Like, 'cause he's like memories. Like,
Oh
he-
my gosh, I would
he
love
took
to see
it. I had
it.
left it on the room, and like my dad took it. He's like, oh man, this is like so special because like
It is special in a way. It really is. I would treasure it if I were you. That is hilarious.
oh man.
That's one cool aunt.
So I was wondering.
Mhm.
I know that. How was it? You mentioned Jurassic Park and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Did you also get to like? Are you a video gamer? Anything
No,
like that?
I'm not a gamer. That's the bio major one. He's a big gamer. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what he plays though or anything. Like you'd have to talk to him. But yeah, I don't play any video games. I'm sorry.
Has he expressed interest in like coming to Long Beach since they have like the what is it called, the shark lab or something like that?
I don't know.
With the animals and stuff.
I don't know. There is a shark lab?
Yeah.
What's a shark? What?
It's like it's got, I guess, the sea animals there.
No way. I did
Yeah.
not know about this. That's on our
I've already learned
campus?
this semester,
That's on
too.
our campus?
Yeah, we got some
What?
pretty cool
Okay.
stuff here.
I have to learn more about this and tell him about it. I don't know. I think he's not applying until next year, I think. And so I don't know. It's a possibility. I know that the other the brother before that is the physics major one is thinking about it. I mean, it's one of the options, so we shall see.
So, the 2 big questions I ask.
Oh shoot! I'm scared. Oh,
So-
I'm being put on the spot,
It's a-
on the
it's-
golden spotlight. Oh my goodness.
It's a 2-part question.
Oh, no.
So,
Okay.
it's where do you see yourself after retirement?
After retirement, that's such a good question. You know, I have this thing where I want to live my life and kind of just see where things take me, but then at some point I'm hoping that when I'm older and I'm still in a healthy state, I want to go back into school, become a nurse, and then be a midwife. Like, I see myself being a midwife and older, after I have, like, children and everything, so I can have that personal experience, and then I see myself actually being a midwife. I don't, is that strange?
It's fine.
And reading lots of books. Like, just reading, relaxing, drinking coffee, tea, and being a midwife. Yeah.
Cool.
Delivering babies. I don't know. That's, oh my goodness, that's such an interesting question, and I've never, like, answered it.
Now the other part is, what would you like your legacy to be?
Oh my gosh, legacy? Whoa, there. I don't know. I guess I wanna, how would I don't know, give me an example of a legacy so I can, like,
I guess, like, the idea that if, like, even somebody just met you for, like, a day, what would you like your legacy to be, like, as far as, like, anybody that's ever, chatted with you before, that they remembered about you?
That kindness, is that a good enough legacy?
Yeah.
Like, just she was kind, and that now I want to be kind. Like, let's just be kind to each other, and let's just not, like, let's just not look at somebody and be like, pick out all the negative things about them. Like, why can't we just, like, bring up all the positive things about somebody? I mean, I swear to, like, you look at everyone, there's always something good about them, like, you can find. And I hope that they see that in me, and that then they do that as well. That would be the legacy, I guess. I don't know.
Cool.
I do know that is the legacy.
Awesome. Time goes by so fast.
It does.
We have, like, literally, like, just, like, 2 minutes. Like, the time goes by so fast. But tell us about your experience, when you came to Cal State Long Beach. What do you hope, where do you see yourself after graduating?
So after, this is my first semester. I just transferred. And so far, I thought I was going to come here and I was going to relax, and I was just going to go to my classes and just completely relax, not be part of any organization or work or anything. But that's different. That's not what has happened. A lot of opportunities have been falling to my lap, and I've been like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. So it's been really great, positive experience so far. But what do I see myself doing after graduating? I see myself hopefully finishing a novel, and hopefully it'll be published, I hope. And freelance journalism, freelance work, to see where things take me. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe radio, who knows? We'll see.
Cool.
I'm excited.
Any closing statement before we go off air?
No, not really. Just, I don't know, spread positive vibes, good vibes, and love and happiness. I don't know. That's what, I don't know. Just be a ball of light. And but it's okay to have, like, days where things aren't perfect, but you'll be all right. And there's, like, a verse in the Quran that I like to think about. After every hardship, there's ease. After every hardship, there's ease. So I hope that brings goodness to somebody. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, like I said, time goes by pretty quick, and hopefully, the semester, you've been enjoying your semester, and
Yeah.
before you know it, finals will be here, and
Thank
good
you.
luck with the. Oh, what do you know? I forgot to click the thing right here. But yeah, hopefully in the near future you'll be starting your show, right?
I hope. That's the plan. We shall see.
All right.
Thank you
then.
so much, Rob.
Well, this concludes this episode of the Golden Spotlight. Until next time, folks.